Stone Day Pair. My mind is just like racing and racing. Maybe if I just get this on video, it'll help get it off my mind, or yeah, something. Yeah, if we're serious, if you're serious about good of all people, like, people to be happy, healthy for males and females on both sides, like, if you're seriously, like, invested in a good, like, the good of everybody, we need to address this. And I have to talk about this at this point. Like, there's way too many guys out there who are suffering in complete silence on this one. And whether they realize it or not, like, this needs to be addressed. And that is that there's this fucked up thing going on in the US with the males and the females, and how males are just getting shit on. And it is so, it's always so fucking subtle, and it's just been built into this liberal fucking, it is so goddamn rampant in the college system, the university system, and oh man, it's like so ingrained into it that it's like we're working at such a massive disadvantage when trying to talk about this, or we are the ones made to feel like but that is that yeah, guys, like myself included, I am invisible in this world. Like, outside, nobody gives a shit about me. Outside of, like, friends and family. I love all you guys and people who do. I fucking love you so goddamn much. Fucking amazing. But, like, as a whole, like, if I'm being honest, I'm invisible. I have been for, like, ever. And I am so fucking grateful for that now. Like, it's been a source of, like, a lot of fucking suffering for me. A lot. I've just seen so many, like, girls just pass me up, like, God, no. And, because of that, though, because of all that, like, it's forced me to just focus on myself and who I am, and I've been so fucking fortunate in being able to overcome all of that, because God knows the vast majority of guys here in the US are not able to fully get, they haven't been able to get over that one in the least. Like, these cute girls and stuff that just don't give a fuck about them. They don't give a fuck about you. They don't. They are raging about themselves like it's mommy and daddy issues, like, through and through. We all have them. Guys, like, those who got mommy issues, but more than anything, guys have, like, a societal issue. Like, they have a issue, like, within society as a whole that's just shitting on them. It's not even always going to be the mommy daddy issues. God knows there's so many of these girls with how they're do anything for attention. Like, good, bad, like, doesn't matter. They will use their good looks, their attractiveness, their sexy booty. Booty. Booty, booty. Booty, 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 booty. God knows I have been... what, like, seeing a really nice ass, like, does to my brain, it's ridiculous. Like, oh my god, it's like, booty, oh, fuck that, it's like all of those fucking monkey brain evolutionary bullshit that's just wild. I think whether or not females, like, you know, like highly attractive females who are just getting drooled over, like, I think it's irrelevant whether they fully realize that or not. Like, it's irrelevant, and, well, I don't know. You guys don't realize that you need to take a step back and really think these things through, because it's not doing you guys any good. It really fucking isn't. Where are you at the end of the day? Feeling empty. Empty. It's just easier for you guys to bury that under because of all the distractions and the sex and the attention, yeah. And say, like, your father wasn't really emotionally available for you, and he wasn't there, and just wasn't fulfilling your needs as like their kid, you know? There's a lot of fathers who fall into that one. And you know why that may be? It's because the society is just not healthy. It's not good. The way it deals with men right now. Of course, like, yeah, with females, it's not fucking good either. Like, I've seen that. I've seen how fucking bad it can be. Like, that rape and objectification and like, history as a whole, like the world as a whole, like, women have been so insanely fucked over. Like, that is not in question here. Like, history as a whole, like, men have been, yeah, I think John Lennon said it best in his one song that would not have gone over well these days, but fuck it, I fucking love it, and I think it's fucking spot on. Even if you don't believe that it's spot on, like, it gets people talking, it gets the dialogue rolling, and that is that his song, women are the N-word of the world. Fuck it. Women are, man, I should be it. It's a John Lennon song. Woman is the nigger of the world. No, seriously. You're like freaking out, like, I mean, oh, you said, no, like, he sang that. Look it up. He was on, like, a late night show. woman is the word. Slave to the slaves. It's so good. So good. That's not... The U.S. is extremely diverse. It's a very complicated place. There's so many different kinds of extremes going on in so many different kinds of communities. So of course there's going to be these communities, there's going to be these areas where that is 100% the case still, like, slave to the slaves. That, like, guys are fucking slaves to the fucking man. And then, you know, it's gone with some, like, all of history. Women are the slaves to those men who are slaves to this system. Slaves to the man. It's not the case in so many places in the U.S. though. In particular, it is not the fucking case with white suburbia middle class. Like, yeah, they're still, but guys are not fucking doing well. That, and it's not a fucking competition either. Like, it doesn't matter if one side is worse off than the other. That's irrelevant. We need to address all of the issues on both fucking sides and tackle this as the extremely complicated and these are issues that are so deeply rooted within us, like within our culture, like this story that fucking tell ourselves that's been crafted by those at the top to keep us complacent and keep us from rising up and actually, you know, getting the power for ourselves. Yeah. So many fucking times where I'm just like, I've gone out drinking because of loneliness, you know, loneliness driving me out at night on the weekends. But it hurts. It's like this. And then I go out and you go drinking and stuff and you end up seeing this cute girl. Maybe it's a cute girl from your courses or something like that. That's the case with me. And then it's like, go over and you do the It's simping. It's simping. I'll buy you a drink. Oh God, you're so pretty. You're so beautiful. Oh my God, you're so great. So great. You're so amazing. And then once you actually like get to talking to them and like actually like seeing what's going on in their head, like how they view the world and how their world is set up, it's just like, whoa. Oh. I've seen this shit since fucking high school. Like, I haven't seen that shit since high school. That's always what goes through in my head. It's like they haven't like been able to personally, like, haven't been able to evolve their worldview and everything, and they haven't had this deep suffering that it's necessary for anybody, especially these days, especially these days. To be able to see, like, the reality of this world, the reality of the situation we find ourselves in. Because it's so insanely complex, and it just keeps on getting more and more complex. Which is just going to make it that much more difficult going forward to stick in reality, to see things as they truly are. Which is why it's a very good argument for just disconnecting from all of this. Like, all of culture. Culture is not your friend, as McKenna said. Like, culture is not your friend. Like, none of this is. Especially for guys like me, like the millennial guys. Like, fuck that shit. Culture is 100% not your fucking friend. You need to disconnect from that. You need to fucking dig into yourself and see the beauty and the potential and, like, the brilliance within yourself. And to learn to, like, you are fucking beautiful. You have so much fucking value. God, so many of these fucking guys, like, at those parties that I go to. I've been so fucking bad at that simping thing, though, like I was talking about earlier. Like, I'll be able to simp to a certain extent, depending on how fucking lonely and how horny I am. But even then, I'm just like, especially these days, I end up just go find some guys, or like anybody who's gonna listen to me about Terence McKenna's stoned ape theory, or like how the world is, we're at the end of history, US is collapsing, like real fucking shit. I end up just fucking ranting away on that, and like I find anybody I can find who will listen and just end up going off of that, and then before I know it, it's like getting close to 2 a.m, the bar's closing, I made no progress with any of the women there. I go home alone, I masturbate, and I go to sleep. I've never once been able to pull off like a one-night stand, or like hook up with anybody from like any parties or anything like that. I've had like 3 relationships in my life. I've had sex with those 3 people, and that's it. And anybody who's like, you know, especially if there's any like women who are watching this, just like, so what? Like, it's like, that's another one of those extremely subtle but fucked up things. Like, those who haven't like experienced it, and there's guys too who are able to do well with the women and stuff who fall into this category. Doesn't seem, I don't know, I just see guys like who aren't. I think there's just like a handful of guys out there who are having sex with like tons and tons of women. Like, they have this system down. They have such like severe like mommy or daddy issues that it drives them fucking hard. I see these guys too, and they'll like be bragging about how many women they've slept with and stuff like that. I've seen so many of those guys at parties and stuff. I remember like when I first went to university, it was like one of the earlier parties. There was this one dude, he was like a junior or senior, and he was talking to like 3 or 4 of these younger guys, or you know, like freshmen, guys like myself saying how easy it was to get with women, how he's gotten like 40 or 50 like hookups like through his time at the university and stuff, and just like, yeah, so man, I fucking love myself too. I just walked away at a certain point. It was just like, no, you're fucking, you're just a lonely and empty feeling. God, those guys are some of the loneliest and like the most empty. At the end of the day, they're just, you know, nothing works as well as, or you know, to cover all of that up and just bury it under. Nothing works as well as sex. Big old booty in your face. Some ass. Just, at a certain point, it's just mind-numbing too, you know? At a certain point. You know, I have had it too, you know? Really fucking beautiful woman. And like my last relationship, fucking sexy as fuck. Fucking damn nice ass and just beautiful and like and God, you come and all of that after like really fucking good sex. Mine just goes numb. It just like empty. Oh, I came. Booty, thongs. And over time, like, that can be a dangerous thing, because you lose that drive. You're slowly losing that drive to like better yourself, to like learn to believe in yourself and trust in yourself and your worth, your self-worth, a self-worth and value that goes far beyond any just monkey-minded like sex stuff. I think people put way too much. Sex is not as fucking insane, like mind-blowing, made like the pinnacle of human experience, like people make it out to be. Like, it isn't. It fucking isn't. I'm calling that bullshit out for what it is. Once you come and like all of that, you see, like, life is about so fucking much more than that. The true beauty in life lies far beyond any of that evolutionary, like, monkey brain shit. That's what being human's about. That's what this consciousness is about. I mean, if you just keep on, like, having sex with, like, all of these women and, like, I mean, in the case of attractive women, like, you have so many guys or so many just people in general around you telling you how fucking amazing you are and brilliant and so sexy, but that's not you know, why they're calling you amazing and brilliant and so smart and intelligent. No, they just think you're so amazing, beautiful. They're just, you know, allies of women, allies of female empowerment, and, you know, equal rights. Equal rights. I hate that. Equal rights, like, the fuck does that mean anymore within this society? Like that was a, I don't know. But the more I think about all of this, and like everything that I've been hearing for so long, it's like occasionally I'd hear things where it's like, okay, they're getting somewhere with this, but it's such a difficult topic to talk. It's exceedingly fucking difficult to talk about because of the complexity involved with it, and because the second you start talking about any of this, you're gonna get these liberal, empowered hippie chicks. Also happen to be very cute. Happen to have a nice booty and stuff that they love to show and flaunt around and just shove in everybody's face because they love the attention. They really love the attention. Getting given up attention from their fathers, or it's their fathers, like, that's how it works. I've seen it enough fucking times to where it's like pretty fucking obvious where that one lies, where like the overwhelming like source of that one comes from, like their drive for attention and the booties and getting in all the squats and all of that, and trying to get their booty to look as banging as possible. And then they pretend like those, like you can have those two things. And like those two things aren't in conflict with each other whatsoever. Like, I can flaunt my sexy body and all of that, and it's women empowerment, but you sexualize women for a second, and you're being like toxic male or something like that. Like, you get it both ways. You can do it. Nah, doesn't work like that. I'm calling that fucking bullshit out for what it is now. I feel like if I went on any longer, like, not talking about this, then I would be complicit. And that's why I made this video. That, and, like, I no longer give a fuck about any of this anymore, too. Or, like, any remaining amount of me that does is fucking full of shit, and fuck that, you know? I need to get rid of that. I really want to fucking get rid of that one so bad. I'm at the point where I don't think I've never been anywhere near this, like, this point, like, as much so as I am now, of, if I had the choice to just get rid of all my sexual drive, like, all of that shit in my brain, that monkey-minded, like, evolutionary stuff that's just screaming for you to go out and reproduce and fuck and, you know, spread your genes. That's what you know, that's what evolution is all about. If I had the choice to just completely eradicate that from my brain, like, from myself, I would take that fucking instant. My God, I would fucking take that. I am so fucking tired of so sick of seeing myself, like, the simping, you know, any kind of simping within me, even if it is, like, relatively nothing compared to the rest of guys, but, yeah, every fucking guy has it, though, big time. I've never seen any guy who's like free from all of that or something. Well, some of the older some of the more like amazing people I've met, like at the Vipassana centers, the meditation centers, the teachers there, so fucking amazing. And I really feel like they're the only ones I've really met that are tackling this like head fucking on, who are just like, I need to fucking eradicate all of that shit, the monkey brains, like, it's fuck. Get hard. Stick my dick to the pussy. It's like, yeah. Other than that, though, one fucking bit of it, though. I'm done with it. Fucking sick of what I end up. It drives me to do in like the form of just going out and done with it. I'm making serious progress on it, though. That has me really hopeful. And I think that I'm talking about all of this right now is a good sign, too. Get this all on record. The more you can talk about it, the more you can put things to context, too, the harder it becomes for you to be, at least for myself, like, complicit in all of that, or if I do see myself, as I will, going into the future, too, you know. I'm a fucked up human just like everybody else. But I'm also a person who, oh gosh, face. I want myself to be a person who, I need to get over that. I need to fucking get over what people think about me completely. That very much so includes like these views, just getting those out there. If I have any radical kind of views that I'm going to be throwing out, like, I just have all this apprehension about it, like, I'm going to keep, like, raging against that. I'm just killing it off completely, and be the best voice and proponent of all these guys I love so much. I love you guys so dearly, and god damn, like I was saying before, you have so much fucking potential and so much fucking value. Don't let these women, don't let society, culture tell you fucking otherwise. So many of these fucking guys, I get to talking to them at these parties, and they have so much, like, cool shit going on in their heads. Like, they, so much. And the cute girls that they're all simping over, and she's, you know, just soaking it all in, all over the place. Take all this simping she can get. All the free drinks and, free compliments, and telling her how beautiful she is. That girl, get to actually talking to her. Shallow waters. shallow waters. Yes, sir. I don't give a fuck. I'm just gonna say it. Oop. Just gonna say it. And yeah, I'm just gonna end it here. It's a long video. Sorry if it's just me, like, pulling out my hair for, like, 3/4 of it, but I think that's how this conversation always goes with me. It's a difficult one, like I was saying, but I think I need to keep driving at it, because as I felt, like, for a long time now, like, this is much fucking deeper than anybody is getting at, like, anybody who's been, like, talking about it, like Jordan Peterson, who's he's a tool, like, yeah, fuck Jordan Peterson. He's, I think at the end of the day, I've seen this so many times, like, he's full of shit. Like, he says things that are that do need to really be said, and I think I'm, like, talking about men and the struggles that they face in the society and how they are suffering so fucking greatly, and they just keep getting shit on. Like, that is so fucking valuable, and, like, massive props to him for talking about that. But there's so many other areas that he talks. It's just like, just follow his line of, like, reasoning or logic, or, like, really pay attention to what he's saying through his talks. Like, break it down in your head. Like, pause these videos, or, like, take time after you watch any of it. It's like, go through, break down what he says, try to follow the fucking path of logic, compare it to what he has said before. You'll find that he just has so many fucking, like, statements throughout everything where he's just always contradicting himself. And I just constantly find myself thinking, like, he sounds like he's, like, it's hard to, like, say anything particular against it, but none of that feels right. Like, I'm not seeing, like, his logical path, and it's just, like, time and time again with him. We'll be talking about all these guys who are, or, you know, people are, guys in particular, just fucking killing it up, like, they're working, like, insane hours, working, like, 100 hours a week. But, yo, like, nobody can actually do that. That's not, like, a realistic thing, but yeah, these guys, fuck it, they're the pinnacle of man. He's always talking about, like, all these traits and all this stuff that, like, makes a man, like, great and, like, truly excel in this society. Every time I'm just thinking of the guys that he's, like, describing, or at least, like, taking those traits that he's describing of being, like, extremely work-driven and just, like, they're monsters, and they're very, you know, they aren't just agreeable with everything. Like, all the guys like that I've met are just not fucking right in the head. Like, they're fucked up. Their worldview is and then they end up being middle-aged men with divorces and not too great of relationships with their kids, or they're always working on improving those relationships because they were never really there for their kids, because they were so driven for their work, which is really just code word for ego. Driving up that ego. And the brain chemical things that shoot off when you have so many people telling you how great you are. Or, yeah, once you get a lot of money in this society, everybody starts singing your praises. They're just like, oh my gosh, you're making all this money? Wow, that's because you're probably just like great as fucking mind. Like, you have your shit together. You have real value. Hippie chicks, well, fuck that. That's power. Power. But yeah, I forget where I was going with all of that. That Jordan Peterson side rant. Oh yeah, the middle-aged men who are like going through those divorces and they're having like all these crises in their head of like looking back on their entire lives and just like, man, I am back at square one. Like, that was all bullshit. That was a waste of, it's not a waste of time. Nothing's ever like a waste of time, you know? We're all working through a process here, a process of bettering ourselves and working towards really seeing the reality of this world, seeing things as they are, as they truly are. Which I think is what Vipassana means, actually. It's like the practice of seeing things, or not the practice, but maybe I'm thinking Dharma. Oh. But, yeah. Yeah. Love you guys. Hope you're doing well out there. I'm over.